So our next speaker is Jo, and she is also one of our e-learning champions, specifically in the dietetics department. And she's also engaged with various blended learning activities, and she's here on behalf of the department speaking on their e-learning journey. So thank you.
Thank you, Rina. Okay, good morning. I think I'm going to be able to maybe save you some time. Okay, so unlike the speakers who've gone before me, our home department, dietetics, we're a really small department. Our first year intake is like 35 students a year, so we get to know them really well, which is a danger. Okay, so I'll chat a bit about how it is that we started this journey into this planet e-pedagogy. So just so that you know, in the health sciences faculty, most of us come in to teach without having a qualification in teaching. Okay, yeah, so we all health professionals, we qualify as health professionals after 4 years, and then we might have had a bit of experience, and then based on our lecturers' experiences of us as students, they might invite us back to teach. And that's how we enter this space. You have no clue about what pedagogy is. That's the point I'm trying to make, okay? Okay, so who are you in this space? First of all, I'm a clinician, I'm a teacher. Am I a digital native, a digital immigrant? These are terms I was unfamiliar with. I think I'm a BBT, born before technology. Most of my department, I think we BBTs. So we, I think, found ourselves in an awkward space because as health professionals, specifically as dietitians, what we do is we need to interact with people. It's a very human connection we need to make. We need to be able to communicate really effectively, and we've got to get people committed to change, working on behavior change. So our work is really about human interaction. And so I think part of why we struggled to get on board on this e-learning thing was because we saw it as an inhuman thing. Okay? So we struggled to see it, but we need to work with people. And how does this computer thing, how does that make us better communicators, better engagers? And I think that's why we were part of that. The first lecturer, Itashu presented first, spoke about this. You know, when we actually all got on board, I would think was definitely, I would agree that a lot of us did not engage with eComfort or other e-tools before Fees Must Fall forced us. Gave us a kick in the right direction. Okay? So we were definitely late joiners. Okay? So, so like many of you in your departments, we wear many hats. Right? So in my department, I teach several courses. I do a bit of undergrad teaching, a bit of postgrad teaching and supervision. I'm the learning and teaching rep. I sit on higher degrees. I am part of a subcommittee of teaching and learning, looking at decolonization and curriculum transformation. So there's a lot going on. So when I needed to learn, I was also asked then in 2015, 2016 to be the e-learning champion. So fortunately, Cooke was running this course at the time called Design for Learning with Technology, and obviously I jumped on board and entered the pedagogical planet, I think, for the first time, because here they were using words like pedagogy, multimodality, semiotics, epistemology. It was a whole new language, right? And I was so intimidated. I was reminded about what it was like to be an undergrad student, particularly when you came into this space with English as a second or third language. And here you now have to learn this new language, and there are assessments, and there's a certificate, and you're the e-learning champion. So you better get it. Right, so affordance theory. How many of you engage with affordance theory in the design of your... Okay, I was in that space, right? Karen mentioned affordances. We were on that course together, but I'm sure Karen, because of her experience, knew about what it meant before I did. So our assessment for this course was to explore the affordances of any e-tool which could help you address a challenge in your classroom. I was stuck at affordances. So yeah, we used Matt Bauer's paper, which was really all about looking at how your learning outcomes for a specific assessment, how you needed to be really clear about your selection of technologies to match what the learning outcomes are. And our battle to understand it. I mean, we were actually set free. We were told by our facilitators, go into the Google Play Store, go and download as many apps and see how they might be useful for you. I spent a lot of time in the Google Play Store. I like shopping. And I must have played with about 20 odd tools before it finally dawned on me what this thing was about, what this affordances thing was about. But through that process of learning this new language and having to do this assessment under pressure, it also gave me cause to reflect on my journey as a teacher and learner and what the experiences of our students are in this space. Okay? The pressure to perform in assessments, the learning under pressure. Okay? So often we take for granted how much our students have going on. And now think of our course where in our first year, you're coming into to a health professions course, you're taking modules in the English, in English, you're taking modules in science, you're taking modules in the interprofessional unit, and then your home-based modules. So it's a lot of new languages that you are learning simultaneously, and you're having to perform in assessments. Right. So this is just one of the, I mean, you can't see that and you don't need to see that, but basically a summary of what the many tools I went to explore and what I found out about them, and what I could then feed back to my department about how we could make things easier for ourselves, because we're all juggling many hats. Most of our teachers or our lecturing staff, they have to do classroom teaching, and they also have to go out to hospitals and clinics and food service units to do on-site clinical teaching. So the technologies that could help us, especially, were definitely our learning management site, eComfa. There are modules where lecturers do like 11 quizzes that they physically mark. So it's a small number of students, but it's a lot of marking. They can now set that up in eComfa. And they were so intimidated, you know, to go there. But, you know, I think fear is really just, it just holds you back. And it's just so unnecessary, because once you learn and once you've set up that pool of questions, which is time consuming, once you've set it up, it's a done deal. And then you can just reuse it, you can add to it, you can, I think the message is to just get in there, just get started. Because once you experience the convenience of that, you don't want to go back to doing it manually. We use e-portfolios in our 4th year module on applied community nutrition. We used to have these students handing these heavy folders at the end of this 9-week internship. We now have them do this in the form of e-portfolio, which works well. It's an e-portfolio of their learning evidence, and they can use it beyond. Right? As they grow in their career, they can update their e-portfolio, and it's a fantastic tool to market their own development. We use it too as academics for, if you're applying for promotion, you need to use an e-portfolio, right? We use WhatsApp because we often have to be in 2 spaces at the same time. So we use WhatsApp to keep in touch with our students who might be out at the facility, at a site. They can contact us, they can ask us questions, we can respond quickly to what their needs might be. In Google Drive, we use Google Docs for collaborative work. Our students do their 4th year research project as a group, and as a supervisor, I can go in and monitor who's done what. I can give them feedback, they can respond to that in real time. So that's where we use that. I'm a big fan of concept maps, so I use the C-map, which we all have access to here on campus, as well as lucid charts, to package information in a way that is visually pleasing to students, in a way that students like to engage with information. Is that all I wanted to say about that? Right, moving along. Old dogs, new tricks, right? We are in this space. If I think of where I was when I started in 2007, it's 12 years ago. We were using transparencies, burn-on transparencies and projectors. 12 years is not a long time, but look where we are. If we don't get on board, we're going to we're going to be lost, and we'll be failing to prepare our students for what they need to be able to do when they exit our programs. That's it. Have I made it? Oh, thank you. This is the one thing that I want to say, since no one's going to ask a question. I think we are very lucky at UWC to have a team, our CIECT team, who are such approachable, nice people. I don't know how many times Norina, Clint, Carolee have come to do an introduction to eComfa. And I think, geez, they're always smiling and they're always happy to do it. But it must be so repetitive because we have a high staff turnover. Each time they have to come out to do it, they do it with absolute courtesy. They don't make you feel stupid, and as academics, we don't like to feel stupid.